Good morning. Thank you all very much for being here today. I'd like to share a little story with you. When I was younger, I loved dinosaurs. I saw them in movies, I read scientific articles, and I even had many toys of different kinds of dinosaurs. My favorites were always the marine dinosaurs. So one day I turned on the television and I found a documentary about the crocodile. There it was when the crocodiles started to attract my attention. I thought they were some kind of dinosaur that lived in our current time. So today it is my pleasure to give you an overview of the crocodile. Okay, let's begin. First of all, I'd like to start by looking at some characteristics of this animal. It is a reptile that lives in tropical climates. We can find it in most of the continents, like Africa, America, Asia, and Oceania. Regarding his physical characteristics, we can see some in this photo, like his jaw, his legs, or his tail. These vary according to each species, but in general, the main characteristics of the crocodiles are these. Reptiles. They are reptiles, so they cannot regulate his body temperature like us. Carnivores. All the crocodiles are carnivores, so they eat fish, birds, and other things. Semi-aquatic. They can swim and walk on land. However, they swim better than they walk. The shape of his leg helps it to fulfill both functions. Scales. His body is covered by scales. In this slide, we can see some species of the crocodile. First, we have the American crocodile that measures 6 meters. Then we have the morelet crocodile that measures 3 meters and lives mainly in fresh waters. And finally, we have the largest crocodile, the saltwater crocodile, reaching 7 meters, and as his name says, lives in salty waters. The first ancestor of the crocodile was the Deinosuchus, a crocodile very similar to the one we know today, but with the difference that it measured 12 meters. That is the height of a 4-story building. This huge animal lived 82 million years ago, and his name comes from the Greek, which means terrible crocodile. Okay, this is an important point because the crocodile is commonly known as any species, but as you can see on the slide, there are 3 different families, and the crocodile only belongs to one of them. First, we have the family of the crocodiles. The second one belongs to the caiman and the alligators. And finally, we have the gavial family, a very peculiar species. First, let's talk about the alligators. There are only 2 species. We can see in this photo. They are very territorial and their diet is mainly based on fish. To hunt bigger prey, they perform the death roll, that consists of turning them in the water to tear off pieces that can be eaten by him. Moving on to the next species, we have the caiman. The caiman live throughout South America, from Mexico to Argentina. The main predator of the caiman are the jaguar, the anaconda, and of course, and sadly, the human. The shorter measure 1.3 meters, and the largest, the black caiman, measure 5 meters. There are 6 species of them. Finally, I'd like to introduce you to the gavial. They are characterized by his large and thin snout. And they are 2 species, the gavial and the false gavial. They are pretty similar, but the false gavial have black spot on his body. And they live in India and Nepal, and there are only less than 200 of them, so they are considered critically endangered. They measure from 4 to 6 meters, and they eat fish. This slide shows some fun facts about the crocodile. As we can see on the photo, the crocodile can jump vertically from the water. The crocodile bite. We know that the crocodile bite is the most powerful of all animals, and if he loses one tooth, another will be born. In total, they will grow between 2,500 and 3,000 over the lifetime. The babies. The crocodile is the only reptile that cares for its eggs, and a curiosity of this is if the eggs are kept at 30 Celsius or less, the offspring will be female. If they are at 31, female and males will be born. If they are at 32, males will be born. Their intelligence. The crocodiles are the reptile that speak the most. Sounds funny, but they have around 20 vocalizations with which different messages are sent, including some warning alerts. Crocodile society. Most of the crocodiles, with the exception of the saltwater crocodile that is very territorial, gathering groups to hunt bigger prey. Chris was the name of the biggest crocodile ever found. He measured 8.5 meters. He was hunted in 1957 in Queensland, Australia. Great, that's it, the crocodile. What I talked about was the characteristics of the crocodile, the three different families of the crocodiles, and of course, I mentioned some curiosities of this amazing animal. The first thing I want you to do when you leave here today is start to think about the crocodile in a different way, because it is not just a simple trophy or a simple instrument that we can use its skin to make all kind of products or clothes or articles. Due to this action, there are some species in danger of extinction, including some Mexicans too. So instead of that, we have to respect and admire the crocodile. Thank you. Has anyone got any questions?